We cannot draw to ourselves more than we think we are worth. People pleasing, this term, is becoming something that everyone can relate to. It's like part of the zeitgeist at this point. It's the idea that you put yourself out, to help other people. People pleasers put themselves in bad situations. They bend over backwards to help people, even if people that they don't even like that much. And people pleasing has become this unique term or this unique way of describing yourself because it's almost used like a backhanded compliment to yourself. Like people try and act like it's an insult, but they're not really that ashamed of it because it makes them sound like a good person. And it's not like they're doing it for bragging rights, but it's more of like I'm not that ashamed of it. Like it's kind of one of my weaknesses, but at least I'm helping people type of thing. But this is the trap of the people pleaser, because on the surface it seems good. You're helping people out, you're helping the world. But when you look under the hood, you see that every people pleaser is unhappy, stressed, anxious all the time, self-conscious. And you start to see that this trait is really not a good trait at all. It's quite a bad one. People pleasing is actually a self-centered trait disguised as a selfless one, because people are doing all these things not actually to help other people, but they're doing them to be liked. It's actually a low self-esteem problem. And if you really look into it and you look into yourself, if you're someone who is a people pleaser, you'll see that this is true. And I know this because this is what I felt as well. People pleasers don't want to help others. They just want to be liked. The more validation I need, the less discernment I have. People pleasers are generally good, smart, deep thinking people. And as mentioned earlier, there's two sort of parts of our psyche that make up this trait. One is self-centeredness. People pleasers always think that they are responsible for making people feel better, or it's their job to make people feel better. They think that without intervention from them, everything will fall apart. These are the people who think that if they call in sick to work, everything's gonna break. They think that if they don't call that person every day or whenever they are sad, then everything's gonna fall apart. And yeah, it's really a self-centeredness issue at its core. It's thinking that the world revolves around you and that you need to be there. You need to fix everything. You need to say yes in order for things to go smoothly. A harsh truth to all the people pleasers out there is that the world doesn't actually need you as bad as you think it does. And this should free you. This isn't an insult. I'm sure you're a good person that your family and your friends and your work and things like to have around and appreciate. But if you disappear, things go on. And that's a really important thing to understand if you struggle with this trait. And if someone or a job or a friend group needs you to be there all the time for it to work, then it's not a healthy relationship. Number two is low self-esteem. People pleasers always have low self-esteem. They think that they need to prove to people why they should like them. They think that if they don't say yes to this request, then they're not going to be liked anymore and they're not going to be invited anymore. They surround themselves with losers because that's who they think they deserve around them. And then they start bending over backwards and sacrificing themselves for these people, because losers and bad people normally are really demanding and awful kind of people who need a lot from you. People pleasers need validation. They need people to tell them that they've done the right thing. They need people to tell them that they have made the right decision. But sadly, this just puts their life in someone else's hands, even if it's in people that they love and care about's hands. You can't go through life asking people if you've made the right decision or, if you should pick X or Y. The low self-esteem portion of it keeps you serving and sacrificing yourself for losers, and it stops you from really taking your life into your own hands. So now we've talked about the two different parts of it, and if you're a people pleaser watching this and you're relating to this video, then I ask you, is it actually working for you? Is you sacrificing yourself and always trying to go out there and be liked by the angry person in the room who doesn't seem to like you, is that actually working for you, or are you just creating a more difficult life for yourself? That's a question that I had to ask myself, and it was really illuminating because I started to realize that I didn't even want to do this. I didn't even like the people that I'm trying to prove myself to. And that brings me to the next question, which is, who are you sacrificing yourself for? Since the people pleaser sacrifices themselves and needs validation, they end up picking out the people in the room who don't like them or who are, kind of bad people. Because everyone in the room who does like you, you don't need to prove yourself to them. You already know that they like you, so you put them over there onto that little box and you focus on the annoying kind of angry person in the room, or often the quiet person as well, someone who's not openly telling you that they like you. And so you end up basically ignoring the good people in your life, and you end up serving the people who you're not sure about. Speaking from experience, this just leads to a life of serving people that you don't even care about, while ignoring the good people who you actually should be spending your time with. Ask yourself, why do you need the validation of those people anyway? Why do you need everyone in the room to like you? Like, what is it? You got to dig into that, because that's really the fundamental question that'll free you from this and help you heal a little bit. And in my experience in life, the people who are best for me, they already like me the moment I open my mouth. I don't even have to try, because those are the people that I align with. And yeah. And the funny thing is, those people that already like you, the people-pleasing tendencies really just actually seem to annoy them, because you're constantly looking for, it's not being yourself, and they can feel that, and that annoys them because they like who you are. So if you're a people pleaser and you struggle with this, you struggle with low self-esteem, there are a few things that I recommend for you. The first thing is to stop calling yourself a people pleaser. Quit this fake insult thing that we've got going on. Call it what it is. It's low self-esteem. If you can start to do that, and you can start to get into your head that you actually have a low self-esteem problem, that goes a long way on the start of the journey, and getting into a better place where you start to be a bit more confident and address the problem at its core. The second thing is to be your own measure of good and value. Don't look for external validation for what you consider to be good. Like if you go out and you say hello to someone and they give you a weird look, are you going to say, "Oh man, I'm such a freak, I shouldn't have done that"? Of course not. You have to think, well, I went out with the best intentions and they weren't met, and that's okay. So do your best to take the validation away from other people and into your own self. Third thing is to really dig into the reason that you feel that you need to be liked by everyone else. Do you not like yourself? Were you the mediator at the house? Do you think that's why you're, you want everyone to get along? And what is it deep down that makes you need to be liked by everyone? And why can't you be comfortable with someone not liking you, especially if they're a bit of a nasty person? And the fourth thing, speaking of nasty person, is get rid of anyone in your life that is hard for you, that takes effort for you to be around. You don't need anyone in your life who you need to prove to them that they ought to like you. You shouldn't be going out to see people who zap your energy and take away from you. Of course, family and stuff, you sometimes need to put effort in, but anyone who is in your life by choice that you don't even really like that much, and you're constantly having to serve them and do things for them and do things their way, just cut them out of your life. The smaller the people you are in your life, the smaller the circle rather, the better. There was this book I read and by Jim Rohn, and he said, spend 80% of your time with 20% of the people. And the older I get and the more life I live, the more I realize that's just the best advice. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's one of the best life lessons I've learned personally, and over the last 10 years it's been a big journey of me trying to not need other people to like me, and just to be comfortable in myself. And ironically, that's what I found has made me liked by my friends and family the most. So I would highly recommend that. And yeah, my name is Aaron. I hope you liked the video. If you did, like and comment and share it with someone who you think needs it. These videos are based off a weekly newsletter that I write, which is below. You can subscribe, it's free. And I've also got an expression of interest form for like one-on-one sessions. Those are also free. I'm just testing them out. A few people have asked me about it. So yeah, just fill out your name and email and things like that, and I'll contact you if that's something that you're interested in. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.